Who thought we'd be fighting at a Gothic cathedral? And yet here we are at Cambrian Hall. Alongside me is Johnny Nelson.
It's going to be unbelievable. The fans, everybody around the world, the fighters. This is just one of...
It's the Mexican Roy Jones Jr., one of the greatest of all time.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, from Phoenix, Arizona. And
all the talking has been done. It's time. These two fighters promised us an offensive show. Let's see if they deliver. That punch scores. Miss with that jab. He threw a punch and just got countered. You'd like to see someone use a jab here to establish a boxing presence, but no, they just want to fight. Not too many seats to be had in this arena as the hype continues to build for this showdown.
You have certain fighters that are born for this, that are made for the big crowd. And look in that corner right there, that is that fighter right there. They have elevated, lifted, it's like they're not touching the ground. This is what they were born for.
These two are the perfect dance partners.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Good counter punch. They are not going to let this one go to the judges. You don't want to trade shots. Swing and a miss with that jab. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about David Benavidez in that last round. The game plan does not seem to be working here. What's he have to do differently?
Wow, it was like two different...
What do we expect to see here in round 2? Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Sometimes when you're fighting a counter fighter, the rounds can get a little boring. You get trigger shy because you know if you throw a punch, one is coming right back at you.
Counter punch is my favorite kind of fighter. A good counter puncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
Beautiful counter punch. You can tell he's stronger, but he's not faster. Perfect counter shot. Pretty close fight here in this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
That one lands. This counter puncher is going to wait for you to move first, and then will strike like a snake. Keep an eye on this guy.
Todd, I understand what you're saying, but you've got to be on this. You've got to be on it. You've got to be a pro. You've got to think light, concentrate.
Nice counter. Nice slip to avoid the jab. Punch, counter punch. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about David Benavidez that last round. Well, it's no secret. the third. Johnny, can he keep the momentum going after that last huge round for him?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Perfect counter lands. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. They exchange punches. These punches coming from every angle. Catch and shoot. Men step back for just a moment. You gotta like what you're seeing as we reach the halfway point of this round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
You'd like to see more jabs. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
When you have a fight that's got that great footwork and that great hand speed, it's so hard. It's an uphill battle.
Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Benavidez that last round.
What are you doing?
Back at it in round 4. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Those counter punches have to hurt. Neither one of these fighters want to see the judges' scorecards. Just missed with that hook. Don't let this fighter's speed fool you. There's some method to the madness. These are precision shots, and they're coming at lightning speed.
Middleweight always gives us a class. If you've got 2 class middleweight fighters, you're in for action. I'm quite sure right now, if you know your boxing, there's a certain fighter, Mr. I would just say marvelous, but some fighters were unbelievable middleweight.
This fight a little bit closer than I think a lot of people thought.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
That counter shot lands. Swing and a miss with the hook. So much for boxing. This is a fist fight. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about David Benavidez in that last round. Well, we know they've got the advantage so far, but how does this match get turned around?
I seriously hope the judges kept their eye on this fight, because if they...
Here we go in round 5. Who's going to land the first big shot? After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
And he scores with the counter. David Benavidez might be ready to go. Didn't wait long to get back in and get engaged.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What do they do? What do they tell him when he goes back to the corner? How are they going to get through this?
That counter punch caught him clean. Beautiful counter shot. Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
We've seen in the past from this fighter, they don't get concerned when they lose some of the earlier rounds because they know they've got that power that can strike at any moment.
That power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Oh, that punch. It's bombs away. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Let's talk about David Benavidez that last round. Well, this is the time that the trainer needs to come in and say something special. And there's the bell to start round 6. After that last round, something has got to change.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. Cannot throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You'll get knocked out. You're a power puncher. You're not as concerned with how many punches you throw. It's about how many you land and how hard they are.
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain there.
Nice counter shot. Halfway through the round, and I don't know who's got the advantage. Great stuff.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Can't score with that jab. Lucky to have avoided that uppercut. His stamina is off the charts. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Talk about David Benavidez. Here we go. It's round 7. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round. Everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the glamour weight is the heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace. You can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. You know the amazing fights at middleweight are ridiculous. That is what writes our history books.
Shake out the arms and legs and move around a little bit. Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. The jab not finding its target. And he misses with that straight left. Well done with that. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Benavidez that last round. As bad as boxing judging can be sometimes, there's no doubt who won. There's the bell to start round 8. Coming off that fantastic last round, let's see if he can keep his momentum going.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Counter punching. Well, Johnny, has anything surprised you here as we enter the final frames of this bout?
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those point areas, over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skim them, go for speed.
How about that time counter shot? Nice counter shot. Just when you think they're going to have a lull in the action, we get it heated back up. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Nice counter punch. Back and forth they go. And he scores with the counter. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Is he going to punch himself out, though? Wanted to land the left hook, but was not successful. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. We didn't know who was going to win, and in the end, no one did win. This fight ends in a draw.
A draw? Ooh, listen to that crowd.